What's up, Mikey? What's up, Jerry? What's up, Amy? What's up, Tony? Tony? How are we doing today? Just waiting to see if Seattle signs Jenkins. Seattle doesn't look too bad, if I'm being honest. I like what they're doing. I mean, it seemed like Gino wanted out. What's going on? All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. 10 people in here. Gino didn't even negotiate with Schneider. Yeah, he wanted out. Yes, Evan, this is my bracket. If you wanted to look at my full bracket, I am live on YouTube as well. The link is in my bio, I believe. And I have my full bracket up right there. What's going hard to bet against Florida right now? Yeah, Josh, I agree. Michigan State going to the ship. I got them losing in the Final Four, actually. St. Francis or Alabama State? Give me Alabama State. Who do you have taken at all? Daniel, I like Florida. Yale or Texas A&M? Texas A&M is good. Or Yale's good. They can definitely upset them. But sorry, I can't think right now. Yale has an opportunity to upset them for sure. That's not crazy to say. SEC not going to do well? Why do you say that? I got Houston winning it all. Okay. 36 people in here, 66 likes. Thank you guys. 96 likes. Arkansas is underrated. I don't really see that. If you guys want to see my full bracket, it is on my YouTube. I am live on YouTube as well. In my bio, you can see my full bracket there. BYU or VCU? I took VCU because I have them both losing to Wisconsin in the next round either way. But BYU could easily be a Sweet 16 team, no doubt. How am I feeling about UNC SDSU? I took San Diego State plus the 4.5. Bro says I don't watch Arkansas games. Okay. What's up, Jack Harlow? Where you got Arkansas? I got Arkansas losing to Kansas. Just Berkeley. I just took SDU plus the points. I think Tunji could beat Bama. Yeah, potentially. I took that more of a hedge because I don't want to put too much money in Wisconsin or too much faith in Wisconsin. You know what I mean? What is this jacket? You like it? It's pretty sweet, I think. I don't know ball. Okay. Michigan State 100% statistics. Tech Final Four. I got Tech losing in the Elite Eight to Florida. Jack Harlow, I think you think JT Toppin's better than he is. He's a good player, yeah. Ole Miss, Iowa State's going to be a coin flip. I think it's going to be a good game, yeah. There has been a 5+ seed in every Final Four since 2013. That doesn't mean it has to happen to Bears. Akron not doing anything against Tommy Lloyd's AZ squad. Tommy Lloyd has struggled in the past in the tourney. Are you nervous about Iowa State? No, I'm pretty confident in Iowa State. Oklahoma or UConn? I like UConn. Do you have Creighton or Louisville winning? I have Louisville winning. My full bracket is on my YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube as well. In my bio, if you want to see the full bracket. Why do you have Kentucky? I like Kentucky. I think they're a good team. Or where do you have Kentucky? I have Kentucky losing in the Elite Eight to Houston. Lane Sims doesn't get the Akron over Arizona pick. That's what's up, BST. Where do you have Kansas? I have Kansas beating Arkansas. Then in my bracket, I have them beating St. John's, but that's just like to get the underdogs because I don't think Kansas or St. John's is beating Texas Tech in the next round. Holy chalky, cool. Where's your perfect bracket? You have one? Michigan, Duke, and Duke wins. That'd be interesting if Michigan got all the way there. Do I think Wisconsin has a chance against Bama? Yeah, I do. I actually had Bama over Wisconsin until last night. And I just changed it for like a hedge. I don't want to put too much faith into Wisconsin. I think Alabama has an easier path there. So, Jack, I only have ones and twos in the Final Four because the ones and twos are clearly better than every other team this year. I have Michigan losing to UC San Diego. You got the wrong 5-2 upset. I got UC San Diego and Colorado State. My full bracket is on YouTube. If you go to my bio, if you want to see my full bracket, and type in that chat as well. Do I pick Texas or Xavier? I got Xavier. I think Xavier beats Texas, then Xavier beats Illinois. How do I feel about Zags over Houston? You know, I did have that at the start when I first made my bracket, but I think Houston is just better defensively, and Gonzaga doesn't really play much defense. Where do you have Maryland? I have Maryland losing to Florida in the Sweet 16. But the Crab 5 is good. The Crab 5 is good. How do you feel about Wisconsin VCU? I like Wisconsin, but I think BYU has a really good chance to beat both of them if we're being honest. 3 viewers on YouTube. What's up? Michigan is overrated. They will lose their first game guaranteed. Yeah, John, I got that too. I think it's a tough matchup, though. You see San Diego Sweet 16 or lost to A&M? I got them beating A&M. Thank you, Max, for the follow. Thank you for all the likes. Over 300 here. High Point to the Sweet 16. I actually got Purdue beating High Point. Yeah, I don't like Memphis. I think Missouri beats Memphis. How far for UK? I got Kentucky into the Elite Eight. That's a little, I guess, a little bit more than most people. Most people don't think Kentucky's going there, but I think they can. Do I think Florida can lose to Maryland? Yeah, of course. Maryland's a good team, but I think Florida's playing the best right now, for sure. Why is Gonzaga rated so high by KenPom? I don't know. They always seem to be rated high by KenPom. Samuel, I have Florida winning. If you want, you can go to my YouTube. It's in my bio, and my full bracket's there. I have Akron as well. I have Akron over Arizona. That's my biggest upset. Is New Mexico over Michigan State too bold? No, I don't necessarily think so. But I think Michigan State's defense, and since Jace Richardson has been put into the starting lineup, they're a completely different team. Thank you for the follow, guys. Thank you for the likes. If you want to see my full bracket, go in my bio, go to my YouTube, like the stream, follow me, please, or subscribe to my YouTube if you want. You don't have to, obviously. Thoughts on Purdue High Point? It seems like everybody's on High Point, and Purdue is this like a buy low spot for Purdue in betting terms. I actually have Purdue beating High Point than beating Clemson. Arkansas is the worst pick by far. They can't play D, and AZ has the highest scoring in B12. Okay. In the Big 12. I mean, it is March Madness bracket predictions and whatnot. So obviously people are going to be wrong, but I think Akron have a good chance of beating Arizona for sure. Jaden likes Troy. I like Troy before the tourney, but they got a rough draw, in my opinion. Trash ass bracket. Okay. Do you have a perfect one? BCU to the Elite Eight and Tennessee and Maryland in the Natty. I don't know if Tennessee's offense is going to be good enough for that many games straight. Florida for the win. That's what's up. Thank you for the likes. 58 people in here. Philip, if you want to see the bottom of the bracket, I mean, I'm live, so I can't really switch the picture, I don't think, but I am streaming on my YouTube that's in the bio. You can see the full bracket and type in that chat. Thoughts on Clemson versus McNeese? Ian says Clemson versus McNeese. I like Clemson over McNeese. I don't think McNeese is good enough. I mean, this Clemson team is really strong. They're probably the best ACC team, or them or Louisville. Dylan Hunter breaking his hand does give me some concern because he's a very big part on defense. And he took the ball out of his brother Chase's hands on offense, but now Chase is going to be ball dominant again. That's why I have him losing to Purdue in the round 2. But I think Ian Shefflin, Chase Hunter, they're super experienced in March. Obviously, last year they had a good run. But I think Clemson over McNeese easy. I don't see that as much of an upset, honestly. Can we see the top? Yep, I got you. I got you. If you're in the YouTube chat, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to my channel if you will. If not, it's whatever. 560 likes on TikTok. Thank you, guys. How far do I think Missouri makes it? I like Missouri to win the first round and then lose to Texas Tech, I believe, right? Yeah. I like Missouri to beat Drake. I think Missouri just scores too much for Drake. I don't think Drake can keep up. Will be able to keep up with them. But Texas Tech, I obviously like a lot. I have them going to the Elite Eight. 8 people in the YouTube stream. You can see the full bracket on YouTube, guys. Maddox Daniels in my bio is my YouTube. I'm live on YouTube as well. You can see the full bracket there. Why do you like New Mexico over Marquette? Well, really, that's a really tough game, obviously. I like Shaka Smart. Cam Jones is playing unbelievable right now, probably best as he has all year. But I'm probably a little bit biased towards the Lobos. And Donovan Dent is unbelievable. So, but if you like Marquette, I do not hold that against you at all. Who's your biggest upset? I got Akron over Arizona. What do you think about the injured Kentucky Wildcats? I have Kentucky going to the Elite Eight, losing to Houston. I don't think they're super injured. Lamont Butler will be back. Tyler, so who is your big upset if you don't think Arizona's beaten or Akron's beaten Arizona? Nico says Lipscomb looks good too. I actually saw that. Somebody I was watching a live had this upset, Lipscomb over Iowa State. Apparently, they shoot the ball real well. Does losing Keyshawn Gilbert concern you about Iowa State? Not in the first 2 rounds, no. I think they really have three and a half really good players. Now that he's out, two and a half really good players. But I think their defense will be able to beat Lipscomb. And I think their defense will still hold up against Ole Miss, forcing them to play in the half-court offense, which they struggle at times. But yeah, I think Michigan State beats Iowa State. How far do I have St. John's? I have Kansas beating St. John's in the second round, but that is strictly just for the the money league, money bracket or whatever, because I think St. John's and Kansas both lose to Texas Tech. So I just picked Kansas for the upset points or whatever. I'm also streaming on YouTube, guys. If you want your comment seen easier, because obviously TikTok chat goes fast, go over to YouTube. It's in my bio. Lipscomb has a good squad, lost their best players out. Okay. And haven't been playing their best. I gotcha. Utah State over UCLA. The problem with Utah State, in my opinion, is they play this zone that seemingly has been figured out halfway through the season. They've been on a downhill trajectory since then, in my opinion. Troy over Kentucky. Interesting. I liked Troy before the tournament. I don't really like him as much now. BYU, Caleb. I got VCU winning in the first round. And then I picked VCU for the underdog points or whatever, like I said before, because I think Wisconsin beats BYU and VCU, but BYU can light up the scoreboard. So I would not be shocked if BYU makes a Sweet 16. Kentucky or Tennessee? I like Kentucky. Kentucky's already beat them twice. Tennessee's offense scares me at times. I like Kentucky. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows, everybody. You got Iowa State going that far, even though they're injured? Yes, Alex, I do. I think they're more than just that one player, especially defensively. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta blow my nose. Oh, snap. Give me 1 second. I gotta blow my nose. All right, if you wanted to see my full bracket, I am live on YouTube as well. The link to my YouTube is in my bio. I'd appreciate a subscribe and a like over there, as well as a follow on TikTok here. How many games for all brackets to be busted? Probably the Elite Eight. Probably be busting Elite Eight, right? When are brackets due? Brackets are due Thursday by noon. You went out on a limb there, Justin Fields. Hope you have fun in New York, bub. Breakdown on BYU VCU. I think VCU really stops the three ball well. BYU shoots the three ball well, but honestly, it's just an upset I needed. I don't think either beat Wisconsin in the next round. So it's kind of like the underdog thing, like I had down there with Kansas beating St. John's. But I would not be shocked if BYU makes a Sweet 16. So if you believe that, I would not call you crazy at all. Over here on YouTube, Aiden Campbell thinks SIU over Houston. Remember this. Okay, I'll remember it. Michigan is going to beat San Diego. I don't get why everybody picks them for the big upset. Yeah, it seems like a bunch of people on UC San Diego for the upset. You're right. I think it's because Michigan turns the ball over a shit ton, and UC San Diego does not turn the ball over, and they force turnovers. I think like their turnover differential is the highest in the nation, right? But I think that's one of the big reasons. And UC San Diego can shoot the lights out. But you're right. A bunch of people are on UC San Diego. Sam Coffin says so many upsets. That's super interesting because somebody just said I was super chalky just like 5 minutes ago. McNeese over Clemson. I definitely don't see that, Kyan. VCU over Bama, Liberty over Duke. That would be something. UNC and Alabama State. I took Alabama State and SDSU plus the points. Akron over Arizona. Yeah, Mike, I like that. Where you got St. John's. I got St. John's losing to Kansas in the second round. But realistically, St. John's is probably going to lose in the Sweet 16 to Texas Tech. I just picked Kansas over St. John's for like the underdog points and like the paid bracket thing, if you know what I'm talking about. Bryant's beating MSU. Bro, I wish Bryant had a better draw. I was going to take Bryant 1,000%, but I think Michigan State goes on a run, obviously. I haven't been in my Final Four. 4 people over here on YouTube. If you want your comment to be seen easier, just because TikTok chat moves so quick, over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. I'm live over there as well. Lucas, if you want to see my full bracket, it's over on YouTube. I can't change the picture here to show my full bracket. Plastic says, even on YouTube, he says, even though Oregon is solid, I still think Liberty is going to win with their shooting capabilities. Yeah, and Liberty's shooting defense capabilities. Liberty reminds me of Virginia of the past. Kind of like good, solid defense, slows the pace, can hit some shots. I did have Liberty over Oregon, but I think Dana Altman in March, I think in the first round of March, he's like 7 of the last 7 wins or something. Dana Altman's team always plays better in March. Also, something with Oregon, I do think they're better than their conference record shows simply because of travel. You see UConn Final Four hot take? Yeah, UConn Final Four is probably a hot take. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. 7 people over here on YouTube. Thank you. Your comment gets seen easier here over on YouTube, and I'd appreciate it if you guys like the YouTube stream and subscribed, if you will. High Point over Purdue, Mike. I don't think so. Everybody seems to be on High Point to beat Purdue, and I think Purdue had a bad showing, or not a great showing, in the Big Ten tournament. And they've kind of struggled as of late, to be honest. So it's kind of a buy low spot on them. I just don't love High Point either. I think Braden Smith's the best point guard in the nation. Over here on YouTube, I know I'm disagreeing a lot with you, but I also think Marquette will take down New Mexico. Plastic thinks. Hey, first off, it's okay if you disagree. None of us are going to have a perfect bracket, so this is all just predictions, clearly. But I don't super disagree with you on that. I take the Lobos because I love Donovan Dent. He's probably one of my favorite players to watch in college basketball, and I'm a little biased towards the Lobos. I've always liked the Lobos. Marquette, Shaka Smart's unbelievable. He usually chokes a little bit in March, but I love Shaka Smart. And Cam Jones is playing some of his best basketball. So if you like Marquette over New Mexico, that's fine. Thank you for the viewers and the likes on YouTube. All right, back to TikTok chat. Braden Smith, most overrated point guard of all time. I don't think he's, the greatest ever, but he's definitely top 3 in the nation. Kentucky, I have losing to Houston in the Elite 8. I like Kentucky. Gators take it all. I agree. I got Florida winning. Wisconsin over Bama. So I had Wisconsin over Bama for forever until last night. I just switched to Bama simply because I think BYU could beat Wisconsin. I think Montana has a I don't know 5% chance to beat Wisconsin. I just think Wisconsin's road is pretty tough, and I think Bama's road is way easier. So basically, just because it's like a money bracket, I wanted to hedge a little bit. I didn't want to put too much faith in Wisconsin, so I picked Alabama. But I do love Wisconsin. Oh, brother, this guy's basic. Okay, Michael, thank you for the view. You're my goat. Did you just hit straight chalk? Michael, that is super interesting because just 3 minutes ago, someone said holy upsets. So I don't know what you're talking about. You guys can see my full bracket over here on YouTube. It's in my bio. I'm live streaming on YouTube as well. Michigan State losing in the first round. I liked Brian a lot. I really did, but I think they got a tough draw. I think Michigan State wins. No, you have no ball knowledge, UNC. Okay, Michael, move on, please. Kentucky over Duke. That would be insane if Kentucky beats Duke in the Final Four. I don't see it happening, though. 3 1s and a 2. Wow, so hype. Michael, do you disagree that the 1s are not way better than the 2s? I think the 1s are the 1s and 2s are way better than everybody else. Bro has 0 upsets. Somebody just said holy upsets 5 minutes ago, so that's interesting. How does Biddle and Oregon keep up with the pace of Liberty? Rank, I believe Liberty is super slow, if I remember correctly. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, Will, I agree. The 1s are in a tier in front of everybody else. KU over Texas Tech, that would be very interesting. Kentucky losing second round, if not first. I definitely think Illinois could beat Kentucky in the second round. I do have Xavier beating Illinois, though. Can't see Duke winning if Flag is not 100%. I'm pretty sure Flag will be 100%. He just rolled his ankle. He'll be fine. Almost 800 likes. Thank you, guys. 11 new followers in the stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also over here on YouTube, thank you for the likes, guys. My friend is on Omaha. Can't believe no one thinks they can beat St. John's. Evan, was he the one jumping through trash cans and breaking trash cans? VCU Sweet 16, love Max Shulga. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. They just got a tough draw, if we're being honest. Illinois probably one of the easiest paths to the Elite Eight if they beat Xavier. That might be pretty crazy, if you ask me. I mean, if they mesh at the right time, but they've had a lot of injuries, and they are super young. JT, I have Texas Tech losing to Florida in the Elite Eight, but if you want to see my full bracket, I am live on YouTube as well. My link is in my bio. And if you want your comment to be seen easier just because there's less people over there, go to YouTube. Thoughts on Houston? I like Houston a lot. I got them in my Final Four losing to Duke. Trey, I'm not trying to troll. Why do you have the 1 and 2 seeds making it? Well, I have 1-2 seed making it. I do think the 1 seeds are complete better than every other team, like a completely different tier. The 1 seeds are way better than everybody else this year, in my opinion. And I have Auburn losing early as just an upset, so that's why Michigan State's in there. Liberty over Oregon. I had that before. I just like Dana Altman and March. His teams always play better. And I don't think Oregon is as bad as their conference record and their record shows. I think travel played a big factor in conference play. Master Paints is safest bracket ever. Bro thinks UC San Diego can guard 2 7-footers. No, I don't think they can. I just think Michigan will have trouble guarding UC San Diego. They got 4.5 guys that can shoot threes. You telling me Vlad Golden's going to be out on the fucking 3-point line guarding? Are you kidding me? Ones and twos in the Elite Eight. I have my Elite Eight is 1-3, 1-3, 1-2, 8-2 is my Elite Eight. Missouri or Drake? I like Missouri. I think Missouri scores way more than Drake can keep up with. Bro has 0 upsets. I have Akron beating Arizona. I have UC San Diego making the Sweet 16. I have Kansas beating St. John's. I have Colorado State winning. I have Xavier beating Illinois. What else I got here? Louisville beating Auburn. Louisville making the Elite Eight. I mean, there's some upsets. But I don't think it would be super upset heavy this year, especially because it's super top heavy, in my opinion, with the 1 seeds. I don't think Texas is a good team, no. Gonzaga is going to take advantage of Houston's slow pace. Houston is a fraudulent one. I had that. I had Gonzaga making the Elite Eight, losing to Kentucky. I did. I just switched off of it. I didn't want to put too many eggs in the Gonzaga basket. Trey Johnson going to win it single-handedly. He's okay. He's average. Can I move my head? Yeah, I can move my head, but also my full bracket's over on my YouTube if you want your comment to be seen easier or see the whole bracket. It's in my bio. You understand Iowa State doesn't have their 2 best players? I think they'll be fine. Their defense, they have good matchups, and their defense will be fine. Ole Miss cannot play half-court offense, and Iowa State will force them to play half-court offense. I did have Ole Miss for a long time, though. I had Ole Miss for a while. What do I think about Kentucky? I think Kentucky's good. They getting Lamont Butler back. They're playing well as of late, and I think they lose to Houston in the Elite Eight. How do I feel about Maryland, the Crab Five? Obviously, they're super talented. They got that Gillespie guy. They got 2 dogs in the down low, Derek Queen and whatnot. Their starting 5's unbelievable, but you also need a bench to help you out. So I think they lose to Florida. Maryland does not have a bench. Michigan will win because no team knows how to guard 2 7-footers that can shoot. Just saying. I mean, if you think they can shoot, sure. I think Michigan's going to have trouble guarding UC San Diego. They got 4.5 people that can shoot. They got a big man that can shoot, and all of the other 3 players can shoot really well. And they force tons of turnovers. Michigan turns the ball over a ton. Does Bama have any chances at beating Duke? Yeah, I believe so. I think so, yeah. What do you think about Clemson beating Houston? Probably one of the most risky picks. With Clemson, I have them losing to Purdue in the round 2. I think Dylan Hunter breaking his hand really hurts them. Bro chose no upsets. I chose Akron to win. I chose Louisville to beat Auburn. I got Colorado State to win. I got Kansas over St. John's. I got Xavier over Illinois. What up here? Yep, Akron. I got VCU to win. I think it's just what you see here. Cole does not think Purdue's making it past the first round. Okay. You need guards and in March. Xavier has a bunch of guards, and they have a good big man in Zach Freemantle. They're a better team than Texas. Do not get infatuated with Texas's 2 wins in the Big 12 tourney, or the SEC tourney. Sorry. They're in the SEC now, right? Yeah. They had 2 good wins. Do not act like that's the best. Remember what Texas did throughout the year. They suck. What do you think about UConn losing in the first round? I think Jeremiah Fears is very good. I just think Oklahoma's kind of predictable, if we're being honest. I think UConn has the coaching, and they have just the pure talent to beat them. Could Missouri do good? Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people take Missouri deep. I have Missouri beating Drake in the first round just because I think Missouri scores too much for Drake to handle. I don't think Drake can keep up with them. But I have Missouri losing to Texas Tech. Well, if he went to your elementary school, you got to keep Akron. You got to. You just picked all top seeds. I have all top seeds except Michigan State in the Final Four. Yeah. If you don't think the one seeds are levels above the other seeds, because it's a week 4 seed, a week 5 seed, definitely week 5 seed, week 6 seed. I mean, who's going to do the upset? Who's going to upset the big seeds? The 8s are strong, but Gonzaga is not beating Houston. I mean, they have the best chance. I have Louisville beating Auburn, but that's not even really realistic. Houston blows it every year. I think it's their year. Last year, they just had tons of injuries right before the tournament. It's March Madness. Picking big seeds doesn't work. I don't know if I agree with that. If you want to see my full bracket, go over to my YouTube channel. Links in the bio. What do I think about Kentucky? I think Kentucky makes the Elite Eight but loses to Houston. Picking chalk definitely works. Kyle, if you think I'm picking chalk, I think you're crazy. Somebody just 10 minutes ago, said that I have a bunch of upsets. So what are you even saying? The biggest upset possible is probably a 13. It's either High Point or Akron. Some people like UNC Wilmington. I don't really understand that, but some people do. Thank you for the rose, Trey. D-Money, it's tough to see the comments in TikTok. They go too quick. If you want your comment to be seen, go over to YouTube where nobody's here. If you want to see the full bracket, go over to YouTube. It's in my bio. Any possible 15 over 2s? I don't think so. Maybe Bryant over Michigan State. Okay, Jake Howard over here on YouTube says Arkansas beats Kansas. I don't really see that. I think Kansas is more experienced. I think they have better shooting. Both teams really struggle at offense, but Kansas definitely has better shooting than Arkansas. Arkansas is getting that player back, but if we're being honest, they played better without him. Okay. MP said bro has too many upsets. Everybody else is saying I'm chalk. You guys got to be playing with me. Bennett Cox thinks Arkansas whoops Kansas. It really doesn't matter how much you watch or how much you know about hoops. It's March. It's random. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, you're definitely right. You have the same Final Four, but Duke winning. Duke could definitely win. They're a little young, but they could definitely win. I have Florida winning. If you want to see my full bracket, go over to YouTube. It's in my bio. If you want your comment to be seen easier, YouTube as well. Jake likes Memphis, Tennessee, and Clemson. What I think about Memphis is I took Colorado State. Colorado State's been playing super well as of late. Obviously, they've won the last 10 games. They're scoring unbelievable. They're shooting crazy from 3. But that's not why I like them. They're 19-4 since the new year, but that's not why I like them. I like Colorado State over Memphis, one, because Tyrese Hunter's out, which that's not the main point. Here's the main point. I don't like Memphis because they turn the ball over way too much for a team I like in March, and they take terrible shots, horrible shots, not terrible shots. Yes, are they good enough, talented enough to make these shots at times? Yes, but there's no shot in the world I'm backing a team that turns the ball over a shit ton and shoots terrible shots all the time. There's no way you can back that team in March. Tennessee, I think Tennessee can go on a run. I don't know if their offense is good enough to make the Final Four, consistent enough. I mean, um, and Clemson, I think Dylan Hunter being injured is going to hurt them more than they think. Dante over on YouTube says Mitch or UC San Diego. I have UC San Diego, simply because, well, not simply because, but before the bracket came out, I did say I'm taking UC San Diego to Sweet 16 no matter what. So that's one thing. Also, Michigan turns the ball over a crap ton. And UC San Diego is number 1 in the nation, I believe, at turnover differential. They force turnovers and they don't turn the ball over. They shoot the three unbelievably. Michigan is good, so I would not hate you if you think Michigan's going to win. I mean, it just is what it is. Also on YouTube, Arkansas beats Kansas and Junction game. Arkansas is going to win. Okay. I mean, I don't really see that, but I understand what you're saying. It's a toss-up. Kansas has been bad. Hugot and Creighton, Louisville. Can the cards contain Kalkbrenner? I like Louisville. I like Louisville a lot. The game is being played in Lexington, for one, so there's going to be a lot of Louisville fans. And Louisville has tons of experience in March. If you think about it, their coach is from College of Charleston. Rain Smith is from College of Charleston. Rain Smith has the 3rd most threes in the nation, I believe. So he shoots the lights out. They have another player from College of Charleston who has experience. They also have Terrence Edwards from James Madison, who was in the tournament and played well last year. They have a player from Grand Canyon University, I believe, who has experience. And all these transfers, all these old experienced transfers are really meshing at the right time. I have Texas Tech beating St. John's, then Florida. I mean, I like Texas Tech, but I don't have them beating Florida. I have Florida beating Texas Tech over here on YouTube, Jeff Jordan says. Santos Luis says Arkansas beats Kansas easily. I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch. Both great coaches. Both teams struggled. I just think Kansas is more experienced. Yes, it is. Santos says, okay, I'm back to TikTok. Sorry, I haven't seen your message. I was reading on YouTube. If you want to go to YouTube, I can see your message easier. I'd appreciate a subscribe and a like over there on YouTube. It's in my bio. Clemson or McNeese? I like Clemson. I don't think McNeese is good enough. Clemson is probably the 1 or 2. I mean, other than Duke. Clemson's a top 3 team in the ACC, 100%. Owen over here on YouTube says Clemson, Houston, and why? Well, I think Purdue actually beats Clemson. Mainly because Kaufman Wren versus Ian Shefflin will be awesome to see. That would be a great game to see. And Dylan Hunter getting hurt for Clemson, I think, hurts their defense more than you'd think. And Dylan Hunter, when he got put into the starting lineup, he's a ball handler. Now all the ball handling is going to have to go to his brother, Chase, who's very good, but he was playing great off ball. So I think it just messes up their whole rhythm. So give me Purdue to beat Clemson. Why Michigan State? I think they just have it this year. Who's winning it all? Santos says on YouTube. I got Florida. Florida winning it all. Gonzaga or Houston? I took Houston, but I did have Gonzaga at first. That's a tough game for me. I just think Houston's a better team, better coach, maybe. Not that Mark Few's bad, but Core Bob over here on YouTube says, I feel like Ole Miss can make some noise. I think they definitely can. If they can beat, I don't know. I think will probably lose to Michigan State. Honestly, I think Michigan State's defense and physicality will beat Ole Miss. Zach does not think Mark Few's a better coach. I think Kelvin Sampson's definitely a better coach than Mark Few. I mean, maybe not definitely, but actually, yeah, I think Kelvin Sampson's better coach than Mark Few. Yale or Texas A&M? Now that is an upset I don't have, but I do understand Yale can definitely beat Texas A&M. Everything that Yale does good, Texas Tech seemingly does bad. That's a tough matchup for Texas A&M. I just think Wade Taylor. I just think Wade Taylor in March is a different animal. He hasn't been playing super well this year. It's March. Games mean more. I think Wade Taylor is probably going to win him that game. And Buzz is a good coach. Could I see the Final Four? Jay Shear. Yes, my Final Four is right here. But if you want to see my full bracket, go over to my YouTube in my bio. I'd appreciate a sub and a like over there. But here's my Final Four. Thank you for the follows and the likes and everybody. 17 new follows on TikTok. Come on, let's get some more. Illinois first round exit. That's obviously a little bit predictive. I do like Xavier a lot, though. I think if Xavier beats Texas, they can definitely beat Illinois. I think Illinois has dealt with a bunch of injuries this year, and they've been super young all year, obviously. And they haven't really had a lot of time to mesh. Now, people are getting healthy now. They are coming back. If they can mesh easily, like if there's no waves or hiccups or whatever, Illinois can definitely go on a run, make the Sweet 16. I'm not saying you're crazy if you like Illinois. I just think you need guards in March, which Xavier has 3 really good guards. And Zach Fremantle's been there for 18 years, it seems like, and he's really good. Jake Howard on YouTube says dub VCU pick. Thank you. Corbob says, I think they lose to Michigan State, but if they do, they're a pretty good matchup for Auburn. Oh, for sure. You have VCU over Wisconsin. I mean, that could be interesting, obviously, since Wisconsin went to the Big Ten championship game and they have tons of travel. And they'll be playing a bunch of games and not a lot of days. So I understand what you're saying. All right, I'm back to TikTok chat. If you want your comment to be read more easily, go over to my YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe over there. It's in my bio. Jaquan Arnold says UC San Diego can't handle Michigan size, 2 7-footers. Yeah, I mean, I understand why you would say that. I like UC San Diego's shooting ability, and I think Michigan will have trouble guarding them because they got 5 people that can shoot. UC San Diego, that is. So you really want Vlad Golden on the 3-point line? And also, yeah, like Connor said here, Michigan turns the ball over so much, and UC San Diego has the best turnover differential. UC Dub is going to wipe the floor with Texas Tech. That'd be fun to see. Hello from India. What's up? Akron versus Arizona. Yeah, I got Akron to upset Arizona. Jackson says never bracket again. Well, good thing it's called a bracket prediction, jackass. The most square bracket. Just about 10 minutes ago, someone said I had too many upsets. So you guys need to make up your mind. Bama State or St. Francis. I like Alabama State. And then I took SDSU plus the points as well. I parlayed it. Thank you for all the follows and the likes on TikTok. Also, thank you for the likes and follow or subscribers over here on YouTube. If you want your comment to be seen easier just because the TikTok chat goes too quick, head over to my YouTube in my bio. Memphis winning it all? I do not see that at all. I think Colorado State beats them in the first round. Akron beating Arizona, I got that. Thoughts on Drake making the Elite Eight? No, I think Missouri beats Drake. I think Missouri scores the ball way too much for Drake to keep up with. You might have already said this, but how far do you see Purdue or Kentucky going? I got Purdue losing to Houston in the Sweet 16, and I got Kentucky losing to Houston in the Elite Eight. What fan are you of? I like Kansas. I'm a Kansas fan, but I also like Florida. I like Todd Golden a lot. I think Walter Clayton is unbelievable. Grant Martin, if you want to see my full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. I can't really show you. I can't move enough. I can't change the picture on this either. You have St. Mary's for the upset over Alabama. Liberty beats Oregon. I think Dana Altman's too good in March. He always has his team playing better in March. I'm going to be upset when Memphis beats Colorado. I mean, not too upset. Jack Rob, we got the same one. How much brackets are you making? This is my only bracket. I'm only making one bracket. If your bracket has all 1 seeds in the Sweet 16, it's not realistic. I don't. Auburn loses to Louisville in the round of 32. I have the same Final Four. I think it's really popular, which scares me. Hey, Logan Deb. It doesn't matter if it's popular. Just stay true to what you think. Nobody's going to have a perfect bracket. What's your take on Florida winning it all? I like Florida winning it all, 100%. What's up? Thank you for joining the YouTube stream, guy. Thank you. I appreciate likes and subscribes on YouTube and everything. If you want to see my full bracket TikTok, go to my YouTube stream in my bio. Pretty easy to find. Georgia beating Gonzaga. You know, my best friend texted me that this morning. The only problem with that is Georgia turns the ball over way too much, and Gonzaga doesn't. That's going to be a fun game to watch, though, because Georgia beat Florida this year. Xavier Final Four, that would be incredible. I got Xavier beating Texas and beating Illinois. Troy over Kentucky. You know, I liked Troy before the tournament. I just think they got a tough draw. I'm a big fan of Kentucky. Yeah, Connor, thank God we got Todd Golden. I think he is the best young coach in the nation, 1,000%. Yeah, Arsenic football. I know more than the average person about college basketball. I'm not pretending to know everything. There's a bunch of people that on TikTok and that stream that act like they know everything, which is super annoying. And then they charge you for picks or whatever, make you pay for bets or whatever. But yeah, I can look at your bracket. But really, it's basically all luck. There's a bunch of upsets. You just got to pick the best ones. Do I think Yale can beat A&M? I definitely think Yale can beat A&M. Everything Yale does good, A&M does bad. But I took A&M because I think Wade Taylor is a March player. I love Wade Taylor. Money Mike says straight chalk, bro. Well, you guys need to make up your mind because 10 minutes ago somebody said I have too many underdogs. Arsenic football over on Twitter would probably be the easiest. My Twitter should be in my bio. Actually, you're on YouTube. Sorry. My Twitter is @BaneSpeaks. @BaneSpeaks. West Virginia definitely should have made it. If you want your comment to be seen easier, head over to YouTube. It's in my bio. Thank you for all the likes and followers over here on TikTok as well. 18 new followers, almost 3,000 likes. Do you think Wisconsin can be too? I got Wisconsin losing to Bama in the Sweet 16, although I did have Wisconsin beating Bama at first. I just don't want to put too many eggs in the Wisconsin basket. I think Alabama has an easier road, so that's why I took that. So you're mostly picking higher seeds? I don't think so. I have Akron upset. I have VCU upset. I have Louisville beating Auburn. I have UC San Diego making the Sweet 16. I have the Lobos. I have Colorado State. I have Kansas beating St. John's. I have Xavier, which is the 11 seed, beating Illinois. I don't think I'm super chalky, no. What teams deserve to get in over UNC? UNC went what, 1-12 in quad one games? I think West Virginia deserved to be in. The funny thing is there can't be a bad bracket realistically. Yeah, I agree. All these people act like they know everything. Iowa State's got too many injuries. Potentially, yeah. I think Ole Miss could beat them. I just hope Iowa State's defense will be good enough, still, even with the injuries, to hold Ole Miss to the half-court offense, which I do not think Ole Miss can do. And realistically, Ole Miss needs to force a lot of turnovers and play fast to win most of their games, and I don't think Iowa State turns the ball over. Okay, Ben. Daniel says chalk bracket. Somebody else just said I had a lot of upsets, so that's interesting. Over here on YouTube, Chuck says Kansas beating St. John's is nuts, but I like most of your other picks. Yeah, so if you want an explanation on why I have Kansas beating St. John's, let's scroll down to it over here on YouTube. I think St. John's and Kansas both lose to Texas Tech in the next round, and this is like my money bracket. So I just picked Kansas for the potential underdog points, if we're being honest. But I think St. John's probably loses to Texas Tech in the Sweet 16. Yep, Arsenic Football. I'll check that out. I got your Arsenic Football. I got you. Thank you for the comments and everything over here on YouTube. With Louisville's injury, what makes you think they can beat Auburn? I think they're a very experienced team in March, and the game's being played in Lexington. They have the College of Charleston coach who has tons of experience in March. Rain Smith is a top 3-point shooter in the nation. They have Terrence Edwards, who has a lot of experience. They have a GCU player from last year who has a lot of experience, and I think all the transfers are meshing at the right time. I feel like Bruce Pearl, Arizona, Marquette, and Purdue always lets down. Marquette, Shaka Smart definitely lets us down. Arizona, Tommy Lloyd definitely lets people down. Bruce Pearl seems to be better as a lower seed. It's weird. And Matt Painter, is that his name? Matt Painter or Chris Painter, whatever, on Purdue. They lost to the 16 seed, right? Or they lost in round 1 to the 2 seed or 15 seed, whatever it was. And then they went to the national championship. But I agree with you. What are you doing this bracket on? This bracket is on ESPN Tournament Challenge or whatever it's called. Illinois is losing to Kentucky or making the Elite Eight. Maybe then Final Four. Only if game's on, though. Louisville to the Elite Eight for sure. Yeah, that's what I got him. I got him doing that. If you want to see my full bracket, head over to my YouTube stream. It's in my bio. And if you want your comment to be seen easier just because TikTok chat goes quicker, I can see your chat better over here on YouTube. St. John's terrible shooting from 3 going to be their downfall in the tournament. Oh, yeah, for sure. Their defense and physicality helps them out a lot. But, yeah, they struggle at shooting the 3 ball. Thank you, Chuck, over on YouTube. Duke loses first game? I hope not. Texas Tech chances? I like Texas Tech. I got Texas Tech going all the way to the Elite Eight. Another biased Michigan State fan? I'm not a Michigan State fan. Jordan Babb, all 1 or 2 seeds in the Final Four is not the play. Who do you think, other than the 1 and 2 seeds, is going to make the Final Four? I would say you're right, but the 4 seeds are very, very underwhelming. The 5 seeds are also very, very underwhelming this year. The 6 seeds also underwhelming. I don't see a lot of upsets for the 1s and 2s. Besides Auburn, I got Louisville. Over here on YouTube, Rocco McGee says, no way Bama makes it past the Sweet 16. I I think there is a way Bama makes it past the Sweet 16, but I do think they could lose to Wisconsin for sure. I just took Alabama over Wisconsin because I don't want to put all my eggs in the Wisconsin basket, especially because this is the money bracket. So if they do lose early to BYU or VCU, I don't want to have all my money, I guess, on Wisconsin. Yeah, Cooper Flag's healthy. Cooper Flag will be back. Chuck over here on YouTube says this season, I completely see all 1s and 2s making the Final Four. Yeah, I agree. Everybody's enamored with picking a bunch of underdogs. SDSU went, FAU went deep the last couple years. I just don't see it. I mean, Clemson's the best 4 or 5 seed. Clemson is, and they have some glaring weaknesses. If you want to go through all the 4 and 5s, we can, so I can prove the point. Let's go through all the 4 and 5s. 4, Texas A&M cannot shoot the ball at all. Okay, cannot shoot the ball from 3 and turn the ball over. 5 seed, Michigan. Michigan turns the ball over like crazy, like more than anybody else in the nation. Over here, Arizona. Arizona's a little better, but do you really want to trust Tommy Lloyd in the tournament and Caleb Love, who's known to shoot Arizona out of games? Then we got Oregon, who is a little bit better. Oregon can go on a little run, but I mean, does Oregon give you confidence? I wouldn't say so. Now down here, Purdue, everybody likes High Point. Obviously, everybody does not like Purdue. I got Purdue. Clemson is the best 4 or 5 seed. But Dylan Hunter being injured hurts them. They have experience, though. Over here, Maryland. Maryland's great 4 seed, right? But you need more than 5 starters to win a tournament. Once they go to the bench or if there's foul trouble, Maryland severely goes downhill. Memphis 5 seed. They turn the ball over and they take terrible shots. I mean, am I wrong, guys? Tell me if I'm wrong. The 4 and 5 seeds are completely underwhelming this year. Why you got Kansas over Arkansas? I got Kansas over Arkansas because experience, and I think Kansas is better shooting the 3 ball. Where do you have Kentucky going? I like Kentucky a lot this year. A lot of people don't, apparently, but I got Kentucky losing in the Elite 8 to Houston. Gonzaga should be a 4 or 5 seed, yeah. Louisville should be a 5 or 6 seed, yeah. All right, we got more comments over here on YouTube. When I first made my bracket, I had St. Mary's over Bama, but I feel like every year that's a trap. Yeah, Alabama's 100% beating St. Mary's. They are way too quick for them. Any 1 seeds that can lose in the first round? No, I don't think there's going to be a 16 seed to upset a 1 seed this year. I do have Louisville beating Auburn, though, in round 2. I don't think so personally. I know it's an unpopular bet, but my Final Four is all 1 seeds. Yeah, and honestly, I don't think that's too crazy this year. BST, are you nervous about Houston-Gonzaga matchup? Yes, I am. I originally had Gonzaga beating Houston and then Gonzaga going all the way and losing in the Elite 8 to Kentucky. I originally had that. If you guys want to see my full bracket, head over to YouTube. It's in my bio. So you can see the full bracket and your comment will be able to be seen a lot easier. Is it true that 2 of Texas Tech's best players are going to be out? I haven't heard that. I hope not. If there's a 3 seed lose in the first round, who is it? The 3 seed. I mean, probably Lipscomb to beat Iowa State just because Iowa State's been a little bit banged up, but I think they're good enough. I've seen a couple of people on UNC Wilmington over Texas Tech. I don't love that. I do love Troy before the bracket came out, but I'm a big Kentucky fan, so I cannot take Troy over Kentucky. Core Bob over here on YouTube says Kentucky has a lot of guys injured. Lamont Butler, who is the main guy I care about, will be back. He'll be fine. Rocco McGee says, I got Michigan State, Houston, Wisconsin, Maryland in my Final Four. Wisconsin could probably get there. Maryland, I don't think has the depth. Houston can get there. Michigan State can get there. I think Maryland doesn't have the depth, if we're being honest. Thoughts on Clemson? Thoughts on Clemson? I think Clemson's a good team. I think they beat McNeese, and I think they lose to Purdue. I think it's a tough matchup against Purdue. Kaufman ran. Braden Smith will be running that pick and roll. I think Dylan Hunter breaking his hands actually bigger for Clemson than some people think of, especially defensively and also offensively. Since being put into the starting lineup, he's been able to have Chase Hunter, his older brother, who's the better brother, to have the ball not in his hands, which allows him to move, obviously. And he's been playing a lot better. But now Chase Hunter will have to have the ball back in his hands a lot more, which I think is a detriment to Clemson. So that's why I got Purdue over Clemson. Colton, I got Auburn losing to Louisville. But if you want to see my full bracket, head over to YouTube. It's in my bio. I'd appreciate a subscribe over there on YouTube and likes on the stream. Over here in the YouTube chat, Texas over Kentucky. I think Xavier beats Texas. Jordan Babb over here on YouTube. UConn to the Final Four might be a hot take, but in March, they are just a new animal. I think it's definitely a hot take, but I mean, they won back-to-back, so I'm not going to doubt them. They need to lose eventually, or not. You know what I mean? They're the championships, and they're the champions until they lose. Yeah, I'll scroll up for you here. John Banks over here on YouTube. Thank you. 6 viewers over here on YouTube. Thank you. Boogie Flans might be back. I don't care. They played worse with them, if we're being honest. Why Michigan State? What's your thoughts on Yale beating A&M? I think Yale could definitely beat A&M. Everything Yale does good, Texas A&M seems to do bad. But I like Wade Taylor. He had not a bad regular season, but not to last year's standards regular season. And in big games, Wade Taylor always shows up. So I think Wade Taylor will probably beat Yale by himself, if we're being honest. And Buzz is a good coach. Buzz is not losing. Voting any NBA parlays for tonight? Maybe later on. High Point going to win? Potentially. All right, let's go back over here to YouTube chat. What do I got for the West? Here it is, John Banks, so you can see. Baylor over Duke, but I think Mississippi State beats Baylor. And if they do, they will lose to Duke. Okay, Plastic. I think Baylor beats Mississippi State, and it will be really fun to see Baylor play Duke because they got what's that kid's name? Roach is now on Baylor, who was on Duke the last couple of years. Could be a fun matchup. Wellen. I think Wisconsin has the perfect route to get to the Elite Eight, in my opinion. Bama is very overrated. I don't know if Bama's overrated, but I had Wisconsin in the Elite Eight. I just switched them out for Bama because this is like my money bracket, and I don't want to have too much invested in Wisconsin just in case they lose to BYU. Thoughts on Bama beating Duke? I mean, it could definitely happen. I think Bama's a solid team. You don't on YouTube. You don't think their 2 seeds good though? So you think Alabama's more of a 3 or 4 seed? What app is this? This is TikTok. Just kidding. It's the ESPN Bracket Challenge app. Over here on TikTok, thank you for the follows and likes. If you want to see the full bracket and you want your comment to be seen easier, head over to YouTube in my bio. There's less people over there, so it's easier for me to see your comment. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube and like the stream, please. I'd appreciate it. Vandy wins the Natty. I mean, they're a pesky team. Thoughts on Tech, Kyrie? I like Texas Tech to lose to Florida in the Elite Eight. Louisville to the Elite Eight. Yes, I got that. I got Louisville to the Elite Eight. I do. Thoughts on Brad Burnell to Indiana following Clemson's exit. He'll probably have a lot more money to spend at Indiana, that's for sure. Plastic over here on YouTube says, that's the same way I think St. John's. They might be the worst 2 seed we've seen in a while, even though they deserve their ranking, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, they deserve the ranking. They beat up on a weaker Big East this year. But I don't think St. John's, I think St. John's at a 2 seed is good. Their defense, they're super physical, and their defense is good. They just struggle shooting the 3 ball. Also on YouTube, what are your thoughts on Louisville? Thoughts being a top 15 in the AP poll, but getting an 8 seed. I think an 8 seed super low for them. They should be closer to a 5 or 6, in my opinion. That's clearly because the committee hates ACC. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. They didn't like the ACC. St. John's is good. They have a good resume as well. I think St. John's is good, yeah. I think their 3-point shooting will hurt them, but maybe not. Pitino's a great coach. Thank you for all the likes and follows. Thank you, 8 people over here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Mason, I got Kansas all the way. That would be certainly surprising if Kansas goes all the way. Certainly surprising. All right, back over here to the TikTok chat. Willie Dog, if you want to see the full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in my bio, but I'll move my head for you. St. Mary's will beat Bama. Just watch Austin West things. I think that is the craziest thing I've read today. What's my final 4? Here's my final 4. I got 3 number 1s and a 2. I know everybody thinks that chalky, but I think the 1s are way better than the 2s simply because the 4 and 5 seeds are super weak this year, and really the 3 seeds as well, except Wisconsin. Where's Illinois losing? I got Illinois losing to Xavier in the first round. What's your opinion on Tennessee? I think Tennessee's defense is obviously really good, and I think Tennessee will go on a run. I just don't know how consistent Tennessee's offense will be. Opinion on UC San Diego? I got UC San Diego in the Sweet 16. Lamont Butler stays healthy? Oh, exactly. Lamont Butler is great for that team specifically. And he was on the SDSU team that went to the finals the other year. Or the Final Four, wherever they went. Over here on YouTube, Core Bob says, why Kansas over Johnny's? I know neither are good at 3-point shooting, but I feel like Johnny's defense is better. Yeah, so here's what I did with Kansas over the Johnnies. St. John's is definitely probably going to beat Kansas. St. John's physicality is going to get in Dickerson's head, and he's going to be a little crybaby for sure. The reason I picked Kansas over St. John's is because this is my money league bracket, and I don't think St. John's or Kansas is beating Texas Tech in the next round. So I just picked Kansas to hopefully get the underdog points. I hope that makes sense. Chat, yeah. Cooper Flag's definitely 100%. Mark Pope even said. Plastic over here on YouTube says, I got VCU, Yale, Liberty, Akron, and Drake all upsetting, as well as the winner of Texas Xavier. So that's in, what is that? 11, 13. That's in 11, 13, 12, 13, 11. So 2 11s, 2 12s, and 2 11s, 2 12s, and a 13. Or 2 11s at 1 12 and 2 13. Sorry. Michigan or UC San Diego? I have UC San Diego in the Sweet 16. I think it's a tough matchup for both teams, if we're being honest. Obviously, everybody says the 2 7-footers, but in March, 2 7-footers has never done well. You need guards in March. Michigan turns the ball over like one of the worst, like one of the most in the nation. And UC San Diego has the best turnover differential in the nation. Also over here on YouTube, I am Schmitty. UConn, Florida would be an elite game, I think. UConn, Florida will definitely be a crazy game to watch. And if you don't think UConn has – if you're not a little nervous UConn would beat Florida, I think you just don't know basketball, really. Because UConn could definitely beat Florida. It's going to be a great game. All right, I'm coming back to TikTok chat here. 8 people on YouTube. Thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe if you will. Houston's a fake team, played no one good. They're in the Big 12. What are you saying? Wolford in 5. Okay, Nikki, I like that. How do I feel about BYU? Mike Raines asks. I took VCU here because I'm hoping Wisconsin will beat BYU or VCU. So I'm hoping for the underdog with the VCU win. But BYU can just light up the scoreboard like nobody else, if we're being honest. BYU could probably make the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite 8. I just like Wisconsin. I like what John Tonji does. They got Blackwell. I like Wisconsin. But BYU does scare me. I'm not going to lie. Schmitty over here on YouTube also says UConn would definitely have their hands full with OU, though. Fears is the truth. Yeah, Jeremiah Fears is the truth, 100%. Oklahoma is a little predictable on offense, so I wonder if UConn and Dan Hurley can take advantage of that. But yeah, Jeremiah Fears is unbelievable. Imagine if he went to play at Michigan State with his brother. That would have been crazy. A&M over Auburn, no shot. No shot A&M beats Auburn. Kansas or Arkansas? I have Arkansas. I have Kansas, sorry. If you want to see my full bracket, head over to YouTube. It's in my bio. How is UC San Diego going to guard 2 7-footers? Ethan, when was a time that 2 7-footers were good in March? You need guards to win in March. That's what I think about that. And also, how are 2 7-footers going to be guarding 4 people that can shoot 3 on the 4.5 people, really 5 people that can shoot 3s on the perimeter? You telling me Vlad Golden on the 3-point line is going to be good? Danny Wolf is a little bit more athletic, but you're telling me you want him defending the 3? UC San Diego switches everything. Gavin Martinez does not like Michigan State. Over here on YouTube, if Caravan and Ballar on, UConn would do very well. Yes, I mean, I have Florida winning it all. And I would be lying to if I said I wasn't scared a little bit of UConn winning. How do I feel about Clemson? I like Clemson to beat McNeese. I think they're just better. But I do have Purdue beating Clemson in round 2. I think Dylan Hunter breaking his hand is more of an issue for Clemson defensively than people think. And also, when Dylan Hunter got put into the starting lineup for Clemson, he became more of a ball handler and let Chase Hunter, his brother, move around without the ball. And it worked out really well for Clemson. But now that Dylan Hunter's out with a broken hand, Chase Hunter is going to be back on the ball a lot. I think that's not a good. I think that's tough for Clemson. And Ian Shefflin's good. I agree, but Kaufman Rim's also very good. Chase Hunter, you think Chase Hunter's going to be guarding Braden Smith? Chase Hunter's not good at defense. How big of a blowout American against Duke? Even worth going to? It's definitely worth going to if you have the money to do so. I mean, these games are awesome. Can we see your West bracket? If you want to see my full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in my bio, but I can't change the picture on TikTok. I am Schmitty over here on YouTube says, for some reason, I like Oregon to go very far. I don't know if that's crazy to say. So here's my thoughts about Oregon. Dana Altman is obviously a good coach in March. I think he's won like 6 or 7 of his last first-round matchups. Dana Altman has. Also, Oregon I don't think is as bad as the record shows, especially in conference play because of the travel. They're flying more than halfway across, or just halfway across the nation, the United States, to play these games. I think Oregon is definitely better than their conference record shows. And Dana Altman's a great March coach. Why pick Colorado State? PJ Haggerty is too good. So Keelay's 4 sports. Here's what I have to say about Memphis. Obviously, Tyrese Hunter's out. That's not why I'm picking against Memphis. Colorado State is playing very good. They're 19-4 since the new year and have won 10 of the last 10 games. They just won the Mountain West. What's that? Nick Clifford is playing unbelievable right now. But those are not the reasons why I like Colorado State over Memphis. Here's why I like Colorado State over Memphis. Memphis takes terrible shots, the horrible shots, the worst shots you've ever seen. If you put money on them and you watch them play and they take these shots, you'd break your phone in half. They also turn the ball over a shit ton. Okay. There's no way in the world I'm backing a team in March that takes terrible shots and turns the ball over a shit ton. That's just bottom line. Now, is Memphis good enough to make those terrible shots? Yes, at times. But I'm not picking them in March and hoping they make these shots. You know what I mean? Yeah, J Fitness. Exactly. Memphis struggles with teams they shouldn't have. Yeah, Cam, a lot of people are telling me they don't like Michigan State, but I'm struggling to see who they lose to. If you guys want to see my full bracket, head over to YouTube in my bio. Also, I can see your comment easier over there because there's less people over there, obviously. Thank you for likes, almost to 5,000 likes and 22 new followers. Can we get some more followers, please, if you enjoy the stream? Over here on YouTube, throwback to UConn Memphis game in Maui. Memphis made so many out of control shots. It's crazy. Exactly, Smitty. That's exactly what I'm saying. They take terrible shots, and if they make them, cool. But there's no way you're going to see me backing a team that turns the ball over and shoots these terrible shots. No shot. Thank you, Keeley. Thank you. I also seen Memphis in Q1 games, and they look as good as any team in the country. Yes. Here, let me see Memphis. Let me pull up Memphis. We can see their quad splits. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. All right, here's Memphis. Memphis is 6-1 in quad 1, 5-2 in quad 2, 11-2 in quad 3. Their quad 2 teams they lost to is Michigan State and Wichita State. They struggled with UAB. They struggled with North Texas. They struggled with Virginia. They struggled with UNLV. They got those wins, but they struggled. Here's their quad 3 wins. They lost to Temple, or quad 3 losses. Lost to Temple, lost to Arkansas State, barely beat Rice, barely beat UTSA, barely beat Wichita State, barely beat Tulane. I mean, if you like Memphis, go for it. There's no shot I'm backing Memphis. Mason over here on YouTube says, I got Iowa State over Michigan State. Mason, let me ask you a question. Does the Iowa State injuries scare you at all? Can you show your winner? Yeah, I got Florida winning. Who are you a fan of? I'm a Kansas fan, but I'm also a Walter Clayton fan and Todd Golden fan. I think they're awesome. But I'm a Kansas fan if I had to pick a team. Louisville making out the first round. Yeah, I got Louisville to the Elite Eight. SDSU versus UNC tonight. I got SDSU plus the 4.5 points. You believe in Michigan State that much? Yeah, I do. Looking at it, I don't see who Michigan State's going to lose to. I think if Michigan State beats Bryant, they're going to beat Marquette, New Mexico. I think Michigan State shuts down Ole Miss if they make it. I think Michigan State shuts down Iowa State. And, I mean, if they play Auburn, but I have Auburn losing to Louisville. Yeah, you think Marquette takes him down? I mean, they could. I like Shaka Smart, except he's a little underwhelming in March, if we're being honest. What's my Cinderella team? I guess you could say my Cinderella team is UC San Diego going to the Sweet 16 or Louisville as an 8 seed going to the Elite 8. Schmitty over here on YouTube says he has Yale over A&M. I definitely do not hate that at all. I do not hate that at all. I just like Buzz too much, Coach Buzz too much. Is this men's or women's? This is men's. Men's behind me. Thank you for all the follows and the likes over here on TikTok. If you want your comment to be seen easier, head over to YouTube in my bio. And I appreciate a subscribe and a like over there. And thank you for 4,000 likes on TikTok. Akron plays the exact same way as Arizona, but less efficient, Cooper. I don't know if Akron's less efficient. Blake, I don't really care about those stats if I'm being honest. Yeah, I understand analytically speaking, there's never been a 2 seed that was not ranked before the season make the Final Four. I don't really care about those stats. How do I convince my people the Gators are terrible so no one picks them? Just tell them Todd Golden got fired or something. Yeah, Schmitty over here on YouTube. I agree. He is gross. Thoughts on High Point? I like Purdue. I do not think High Point gets it done. Don't put your faith in Michigan State. I think Michigan State got it. They found a way to win. They've mastered the ability to win. It seems like Bro has every 1 seed in there, but one. Bentley, that's because the 1 seeds are way better than every other team. Where's the upset? If you look at all the teams, the 4 seeds are terrible. The 5 seeds are bad, except for Clemson. I mean, they aren't terrible, but they're underwhelming. I mean, every 4 and 5 seed has a flaw. The 1 seeds are all really tough. What are your thoughts on Indiana not making the tournament? I don't care. Indiana's not good. I do not think Indiana's good. What's up, Arsenic Football? I'll take a look at that after my stream. I'm streaming on TikTok at the same time as YouTube, so I can't really see. I can't leave the TikTok app. Elijah says 2 chalk. Well, just about 15 minutes ago, people were saying I have too many underdogs, so that's kind of crazy. Andrew says bro does not know ball. What do you disagree with, Andrew? It's okay to disagree. I mean, everybody's predicting a bracket. Nobody's going to have a perfect bracket. Zags could be scary for Houston. I agree. I had Zags beating Houston originally. What's my Final Four? I got Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Houston. If you want to see my full bracket, head over to my YouTube stream. It's in my bio. Tim, Michigan State is a 2 seed. And if you think there is a 4, 5, 6 seed that's going to make the Final Four, I think you're crazy. Maryland's going to beat Grand Canyon for sure. Sammy, I don't care about those stats. I don't see who's going to beat Michigan State in my specific bracket. I don't see it. Now, can Michigan State come out and shoot terribly from 3? Sure. And they could lose. I don't care. Sammy, I understand what you're saying, but those stats are meant to be broken. Bro, Iowa State is better than Michigan State fully healthy. I don't know about that. Maybe if Iowa State's healthy, but they aren't. Why do you have Duke beating Houston? I'd like Cooper Flag. I think Duke is a young team, yeah, so Houston could beat them, but I think Duke is better defensively and offensively, more well-rounded team. Schmitty over here on YouTube says, I like Utah State. I think UCLA is too inconsistent. To me, Utah State's like the book on them to beat their zone defense is out. I mean, it might cause UCLA some trouble because they haven't played them. But yeah, I think the book to beat Utah State is out. Houston winning it all. I hope they make the Final Four at least. Thank you for the likes and the follows, everybody. 27 new followers this stream. Make sure to like the stream and follow my TikTok if you want to. And head over to my YouTube. Give me a subscribe and a like over here on YouTube. Jacob Moore on YouTube says, what is the bottom of your bracket looking like? Here it is. Sorry, I'll scroll down for you. Here it is. Here's my full bracket. What questions do you have about it? I like ST. I like San Diego State University plus the 4.5 tonight. Will UC San Diego get a single rebound versus Michigan? Yeah, they will. Jacob Moore loves Maryland going far over here on YouTube. The problem with Maryland to me is one, they run into Florida, and two, they have a very good starting five. I don't think anybody's arguing that, but their depth is not up to par. So if they get into foul trouble or they get tired, I don't know. I don't see Maryland beating Florida, but I like them. Derek Queen is unbelievable. And Colin Gillespie, is his name Colin Gillespie? What's that guard's name on Maryland? He's really good as well. Thoughts on Kentucky, Sunnyside? I got Kentucky going to the Elite Eight and losing to Houston. 7 people over here on YouTube. Thank you. Make sure to like the streams. Like the stream, I would really appreciate it. And subscribe on YouTube. I'd appreciate that as well. Do you think St. Mary's is beating Bama crazy? Yeah, John, I think St. Mary's beating Bama is absolutely insane. UC San Diego upset, mark my words. I like that. I got that upset in my bracket. Not high on BYU like others. I do like BYU. They can score the ball a lot and very quickly. I just think Wisconsin beats them. But if you say BYU is going to the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight, I would not call you crazy. I think they're a really good team. Brad thinks Cooper Flag will not be healthy because of his ankle sprain. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be 100% by the second weekend, 1,000%. Mark Pope doesn't seem to be too worried about it. Mason says, what do you think will be the closest matchup in round of 64? The favorite matchup I want to watch, well, there's a couple. I want to watch Arkansas, Kansas. Obviously, that game will be awesome. I want to see UConn, Oklahoma, Gonzaga, Georgia. I mean, all the 8-9 games, really. Mississippi, Baylor, Louisville, Creighton. I want to watch UC San Diego over Michigan versus Michigan because that game's very polarizing. Marquette, New Mexico is a great game. BYU, VCU is a great game. Liberty, Oregon will be fun. I don't know. There's a lot of good games, I think, Mason. Yeah, Jacob Moore. BYU can shoot the three very well. I took VCU because they defend the three very well. They can slow it down. Max Shulga, I like. But really, it's basically just for the underdog potential because I have Wisconsin beating both of those teams no matter what in the next round. D Cross over here on YouTube says Liberty or Oregon. I had Liberty until last night. I changed it to Oregon. Liberty reminds me of Virginia of the years past where they slow it down. They play good defense. They shoot the three ball well. But I just think Dana Altman's a better coach in March, and I don't think Oregon is as bad as their record shows, especially their conference record due to the travel and whatnot. Mason likes Michigan, but they turn it over too much. Yeah, that's one of the main factors why I like UC San Diego. Michigan turns the ball over like 300th most in the nation, and UC San Diego is number 1 in turnover differential, I believe. D-Cross, my thoughts on Akron over Arizona. I have Akron beating Arizona, actually. JR, Midwest bracket, please. If you want to see my full bracket, guys, go to my bio and my YouTube. My full bracket's up there. I cannot change the photo in my background. I don't know how. Make sure to like the TikTok stream, like the YouTube stream, subscribe, and follow. I'd really appreciate it. So I like Akron over Arizona, yeah. Who do you have in Louisville, Creighton? I got Louisville, and then I have Louisville to beat Auburn, and then to beat UC San Diego, then to lose to Michigan State. You got no knowledge, nobody will follow you. I think I got some knowledge. Why do you disagree, Braden Slippy? What knowledge don't I have? I mean, everybody's bracket's going to be different. Obviously, you got to pick some upsets. Nobody's bracket's going to be perfect. Colorado State beating Memphis. Yes, I got that. I got Colorado State beating Memphis. Thoughts on St. John's? I like St. John's probably to lose to Texas Tech. I think St. John's lack of 3-point shooting will cause them some trouble. Floor mat, you do not think? You say absolutely not. So what do you think? How far do you think St. John's will go? 3 1 seeds and the 2 seed. This guy is picking upsets, lol. Well, morals, I think the 1 and 2 seeds are levels above everybody else, especially this year. I think the 4 and 5 seeds are very underwhelming this year, morals. Who do you think is in the final four? Who's in your final four? Thoughts on Florida winning it all? Yep, that's who I have. I have Florida winning it all right here. Yeah, Jake Johnson. I think they can. Michigan State's been shooting better from three as of late, especially since they've put Jace Richardson in the starting lineup. But I mean, I'd be lying if I said it didn't scare me a little bit. If you want your comment to be seen easier and you want to see my full bracket, head over to my YouTube stream. I'm streaming on YouTube as well. It's in my bio. And I'd appreciate a follow and some likes as well over there. Mason on YouTube says, why did I only make one bracket? I always only make one bracket because I'm not trying to go for the perfect bracket. I just make one bracket and put it in all the money leagues and whatnot. Just what I do. I don't like making a bunch of different brackets. D-Cross says UConn or Oklahoma. I like UConn. Jeremiah Fears on Oklahoma is obviously unbelievable, and he's really fun to watch. I just think Oklahoma is a little bit predictable, and UConn has the better coaching. UConn has the better talent. I think they'll be able to beat Oklahoma. Fred Smith says awful bracket, bro. Look at your profile picture, please. Dog, we have the same exact bracket. Dog, you're literally a dog. Arkansas over Kansas. Lucas Sharp says, I like Kansas, but I understand if you like Arkansas. Rory says, little chalky here. Maybe in my final four, yeah, but I have some bigger upsets before. Can we see the West Penguin? I cannot change the pictures, and I can't move enough. So if you want to see the full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. And I see your comments better on YouTube just because there's less people over there. Tennessee is so hit or miss. I hate and love them. Yeah, Tennessee, obviously, their defense is really good. I just don't know if their defense is really good. Yeah, I don't know if Tennessee's offense is good enough to win them 5 or 6 straight games. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I think Michigan is a little underrated, but I think it's a tough matchup versus UC San Diego. Alabama State in the Final Four, bold pick. Yeah, that's a pretty bold pick. What's 2 really good upsets? My 2 favorite upsets in the first round is Colorado State, I love. And I like Akron a little bit, not a whole bunch. I'm really liking Texas or Xavier to beat Illinois, if we're being honest. Colorado State and then Xavier or Texas to beat Illinois is my 2 favorite upsets for the first round. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes, everybody. 6 people over here on YouTube. Thank you. What about Arizona? I think Akron might beat Arizona. Sam says, boo. He does not like my bracket. What do I think about Texas Tech? I like Texas Tech. I got them losing to Florida in the Elite Eight, actually, though. Who you got winning? I got Florida winning. Thoughts on Drake? Thoughts on Drake? I picked Missouri because I think Missouri scores way too much for Drake to keep up with. I think the strength of schedules are really going to play a factor here. I know Drake beat some quad 1 guys or some really good teams. But I think Missouri's strength of schedule, I think they score way too much for Drake to keep up with. But I would not be shocked if Drake upsets Missouri. Let's be honest. Missouri might just be happy to be there because they went like 0-18 to SEC last year. Now they're the 6th seed in March. That's pretty impressive. Sam over here says, "Just kidding. I'm just an Illini fan." I got you, Sam. I mean, Illinois is a interesting team because they've dealt with injuries all year and they're super young. But now everybody's starting to get healthy, it seems. And if they mesh good together, like if there's no hiccups in the games, like if they're meshing, then they could even beat Kentucky in round 2. I'm just not sold. I don't like betting on that stuff of teams hoping they mesh well. And Xavier, I think, is going to beat Texas. And I like Xavier a lot. 3 guards in March. That's what you need. Zach Freemantle is a big they've had for 18 years, seemingly. D Cross says Mississippi State or Baylor. I like Baylor. Mississippi State struggled a lot in big games. Although I did have Mississippi State in my preseason rankings, like of the teams to watch out for because of transfers, and they didn't really turn out as good as I hoped for. All right, I'm heading back to TikTok chat. If you want to see the full bracket, head over to YouTube. It's in my bio, and it's easier for me to see your comment over on YouTube as well. Houston losing to SIUE. Christian, you're not the first person to tell me that, so maybe it's true. Gators all the way. Yeah, I like Gators. Colin Leda. I like Clemson to beat McNeese but lose to Purdue. I think Clemson having Dylan Hunter break his hand hurts them more than you think on defense and on offense because he came into the starting lineup, started handling the ball a lot more, take the ball out of his brother Chase Hunter's hands, and that was working really well for them. But now the ball will have to go back into Chase Hunter's hands, which isn't bad, but it definitely hampers them a little bit, in my opinion. But I want to be very clear. I am not acting like I know everything. My bracket's not going to be perfect. So if you feel strongly about something, don't just copy me. Does Auburn make the Sweet 16? I actually have Louisville upsetting Auburn in the second round. I have Florida winning it all against Duke. Biggest sleeper. I think Louisville could be the biggest sleeper. I know they are an 8 seed, so does that count as a sleeper? I think so. I think if Gonzaga beats Houston in round 2, they could be a sleeper. Do I think Ole Miss will make it pretty far? Because I have them pretty high in my bracket. The problem with Ole Miss is they need to cause turnovers to really win, and they struggle at playing half-court offense. So if there's a team that can slow them down, I think they'll struggle. Where's Arkansas? If you want to see the full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. But who'd you say? You said Arkansas. I have Kansas beating Arkansas. I think Kansas has more experience and better shooting, if we're being honest. Jimmy, me and Josh asking the important questions here. Where's Arkansas? Duke not making it past the second round. Braylon, who are they losing to? How do I feel about Clemson? Well, I liked Clemson a lot more before Dylan Hunter broke his hand. I'll tell you that. Bryce, who's my team? I like Kansas as my team. Not this year, though. They suck. Akron is the greatest pick of the year. I love Akron to beat Arizona. I do. Where you got Kentucky? I got Kentucky beating Troy, then beating Xavier, then beating Tennessee, but losing to Houston in the Elite Eight. What about Purdue? I have Purdue losing to Houston in the Sweet 16. I think Purdue beats High Point. Everybody's on High Point. It's a buy low spot for Purdue. And then I think Purdue also beats Clemson. Yeah, I think Clemson beats McNeese pretty easily. What's my biggest upset in round 1? I think Akron being a 13 seed, Blake. St. John's Final Four. I mean, it would be awesome for Patino to make the Final Four, but I think their 3-point shooting will cause some trouble for St. John's. Not having a 4 seed making the Final Four makes this cooked. Well, Sud HD, the 4 and 5 seeds are very underwhelming this year. You can go through every 4 and 5 seed and pick something that is not good, a glaring weakness for every 4 and 5 team. Y'all overrating the fuck out of UCSD? Noah, why do you say that? Caleb Love going off in the tourney? I definitely don't see that. Caleb Love has been known to shoot Arizona out of games. How serious is Flagg's injury? Cooper Flagg's fine. He'll be playing. He's 100%. I got Louisville over Creighton. Who's your 11 seed making the Sweet 16? I don't have an 11 seed making the Sweet 16. I have a 12 seed making the Sweet 16. If you want to see my full bracket more easily, head over to YouTube. Also, if you want your comment to be seen easier, head over to YouTube. They're in my bio. UCSD hasn't played anybody good aside from San Diego State, who they lost to and haven't proven anything. Okay. I think it's a good matchup versus Michigan. Henry says, I'm kind of worried about the fact Michigan has two 7-footers compared to UCA's tallest guy is 6'8". Henry, my question is, when was the last time that having 2 7-footers or 2 centers was good in March? March is made for the guards. How is Rutgers not in the tourney? Because they lost a bunch of games. I am shocked that Rutgers was not as good as I thought they would be, though. What's your Final Four? Duke, Houston, Michigan State, Florida. Who do you have winning it all? I got Florida beating Duke. Augie says, I don't know ball. What do you disagree with? You can't just say you don't know ball and then not tell me what you disagree with. You really think Yale beats A&M? I do think Yale could potentially beat A&M 100%. But I like Buzz. Augie does not like Michigan State. Okay. Who do you think Michigan State loses to then? Water for dead plants. I got Louisville beating Auburn. Bro has 3 1 seeds and a 2. Yeah, I think the 1 and 2 seeds are clearly better than every other seed. Cam Jones masterclass. Okay. Shaka Smart loves losing and choking in March, though, so I wouldn't go too far with Marquette. You think Zags can be a dark horse? Yeah, if they beat Houston. I think they have a decent chance to as well. Not a big fan of Alabama, Matt. Why do you say you're not a big fan of Alabama? Yeah, Willie, I think Michigan State has one of the best defenses in the nation. You think anyone can stop Duke this year? If so, who is it? I think Florida can. I think Alabama can give them a run for their money just because Alabama can score 100 points any given night. Who's my biggest upset? Akron over Arizona is my biggest upset. Louisville is 0 for 4 to SEC. That's fine. It's called March Madness for a reason. Yeah, Preston. I'm shocked Kansas has been so bad this year. Yeah, Preston. It's kind of crazy. Thank you for all the likes. Almost to 4,500. 34 new followers this stream. Thank you. What do you think of Maryland beating Florida? No, I like Florida. Maryland is good. The Crab Five's really good. They got 5 really strong starters, but you need depth. Because what if they get into foul trouble? Or what if they're tired and need to sit? What if they get injured? Maryland's 5 starters can go up with anybody, but you need bench. UCLA or Kentucky? I like Kentucky. I have Kentucky losing in the Elite 8 to Houston. Goddamn, how many times do you need to put this? What are you talking about, Daniel? Oh, Daniel, sorry. Daniel, if you want your comment to be seen easier, go over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. There's so many people in TikTok. The chat moves too fast. Daniel, I have UCLA losing to Tennessee. Call me crazy. I got Michigan in the Elite Eight. I mean, Michigan could possibly do that. I mean, they were in the running for the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten tourney. I mean, I think Texas A&M doesn't shoot the ball good enough. I don't think Texas A&M shoots the ball good enough to win in March down the road. I mean, Wade Taylor's fun in March. I think Wade Taylor can win him a game or two, if we're being honest. That's why I haven't beaten Yale. I don't think Yale will upset him. Does Texas Tech shoot the ball good enough? They could shoot a little bit better, but they force a lot of turnovers, and they're very quick. And Texas Tech can play in half court if they're forced to. Over here on YouTube, Easton Carter says, "Why do you have BYU losing first round considering the depth and hot streak they're on?" I have VCU beating BYU because this is my money bracket league or whatever it's called. Obviously, it's like a bracket challenge money league. And I'm picking VCU for the upset points because I think VCU or BYU will both lose to Wisconsin in the next round. So it's kind of like a little hedge. But VCU, I would not be shocked if they make the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. If you pick that, I mean, I would back you up. I mean, I wouldn't call you crazy. I wouldn't back you up, but I definitely wouldn't call you crazy. I made a bet if Michigan and Texas A&M win, I get 100. But if you see San Diego and Yale win, I owe 100. Who you think won? I think Yale has a good chance to win. It might be Texas A&M, Michigan. Duke overrated. How do you feel about Bryant? Well, I loved Bryant before the tourney, but I think they got a tough matchup versus Michigan State. I loved Bryant if they were facing another team. Sleeping on Arizona? I don't think you can sleep on Arizona. I don't know how anybody has faith in Caleb Love. What do you think the lowest seed to win it will be? I mean, no lower than 8. The 4 and 5s are not winning it. Clemson's not winning it. I think 3 seed Wisconsin could win. Maybe 3 seed Wisconsin or 3 seed Texas Tech. One seed's way stronger than usual this year. I think so, yes. Can I see the bottom part of you're blocking it? I can't really move. I mean, and I can't change the picture. If you want to see the full bracket, head over to my YouTube. It's in the bio. Also, I can see your comment easier on YouTube. Oh, I think Akron would win. I think Akron will win. 13 seed. Ethan Knapp. 3 1 seeds and a 2. Okay, Ethan Knapp, who's your final 4? Obviously, it's called predicting brackets. Nobody's going to have a perfect bracket. I'm waiting for you. Ethan Knapp, who's your final 4, Ethan? I'm waiting. Ethan, final 4. Who is it? Ethan Knapp, final 4. Let's see it. Let's see it, Ethan. Ethan Knapp, let's see it. Where you at? Let's see it, Ethan Knapp. Let's see your final 4. Ethan, let's see your final 4. Ethan Knapp, let's see it. Sorry, I'm crashing out a little bit. Over here, Sam, let's see it, Ethan. I was thinking the same thing. He still hasn't said anything. Ethan, where you at? Ethan, where you at? Ethan Knapp, let's see your final 4. All right, over here on YouTube, Leo Mackey says, "What makes you think Florida can beat Duke? It will be a great matchup if they play. I feel like the size advantage Duke has won't matter, kind of because Florida has big guards and big bigs." Yes, I agree. It'll be a great matchup. I think Duke might be a little too young if they get there. And Florida, I think, has guards like 3 guards that can score from anywhere. And Condon is a great big. They got depth. I just think Florida's the best team, and they have the best young coach for sure. No upsets. I have some upsets, yeah. I think it's going to be a fairly chalk year, though. But if you disagree, that's fine. Xavier or Texas, I like Xavier. And then I got Xavier to beat Illinois. Missouri has beat Florida already. Caden, 1-1 does not equal 2. Yeah, Leo, Duke does have grad transfers with experience, but I mean their best players don't have experience. Cooper Flagg is a freshman. Now he's a great freshman, maybe one of the best freshmen, maybe ever. But I think Walter Clayton has March experience. Todd Golden has March experience now. Ajay Marshall has March experience. It's basically the same team from last year. But Duke's experience doesn't come in the way of their best players, in my opinion. They do have experience in role players, though. You're right. Thank you for the follows and likes. 38 new followers on TikTok. Ethan says, I see no upsets. That's fine. TCP, who's your Final Four? Who's your Final Four, TCP? TCP, who's your Final Four? TCP, who's your Final Four? Let's see it, TCP. Who you got, Louisville or Creighton? I like Louisville. St. Mary's in Sweet 16 is comical. I do not have St. Mary's in the Sweet 16. Yeah, Ethan, there he is. Louisville, Duke, Florida, Tennessee. An 8-1-1-2. Tennessee is not making the Final Four. No shot. Louisville could, but probably not. If you trust Tennessee to make the Final Four with that inconsistent offense, you might be drunk. John F. Kennedy, didn't you get shot? What are you talking about? Daniel, yeah, Bryant does scare me a little bit. You think Tennessee has a consistent offense? There's no shot Tennessee's offense is going to be playing good for 5 straight games to make the Final Four. Or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to see the full bracket, go over to my YouTube. It's in my bio. I can't really change. I can't move. It's going to be blocking stuff. Leo Mackey on YouTube thinks Clemson can make a run again. I think Dylan Hunter getting hurt hurts Clemson a little bit. I think Purdue beats them. Auburn, Bama, Florida, Houston. Well, you got 3 1s and a 2, Michael. You don't know what you're talking about, Michael. March Madness is upset central. This won't happen. Not all the time. Tennessee Final Four. I think that might be a little crazy. Ethan Falkenham is his Final Four is Auburn, Florida, Vandy, Houston. No, I don't think Texas A&M is Final Four worthy. I know, Tyler. I have 3 1s and a 2 also. It was sarcastic because everybody's saying I don't know what I'm doing. Auburn overrated. Eli, I don't know if Auburn's overrated, but they have been struggling a little bit as of late. Tennessee has a cakewalk path. Watch. Tennessee lost to Kentucky twice already this year. Purdue losing first round. I do not think High Point beats Purdue. Yeah, Michael, I think Tennessee loses to Kentucky as well. Rain Smith will play for Louisville, CBS is reporting. That's good news. Yeah, Noah probably if they don't lose to UC San Diego or Yale. Who do you have Auburn losing to? I have Auburn losing to Louisville. Arizona not losing to Akron, too small for a physical defense minded Arizona team. I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but if you don't think Akron's a physical defensive team or physical team in general, I don't think you've watched many MAC games because the MAC is a very good conference and it's very physical. How do you feel about UNC getting in? I don't really care. They suck. I don't think they deserve to be in though. Wisconsin over Bama. Yeah, I had Wisconsin over Bama, but I didn't want to put all my eggs in the Wisconsin basket. Colorado State or Memphis. I like Colorado State for sure. Thoughts on Michigan, UC San Diego? I got UC San Diego to the Sweet 16. Thank you, Brody Donaldson. Dev thinks Bryant is going to beat MSU. I liked Bryant a lot. Their shortest player they play is what, like 6'6", 6'5"? I just think it was I think Bryant got a bad draw, if we're being honest. Do you agree St. John's is generationally overrated 2 seed? Um, I'd have to look back at the 2 seeds of the past. I don't think St. John's is terrible. I mean, I think they deserved the 2 seed. They did beat up on a weekend Big East team or Big East conference this year. And they don't shoot the three super well. But I like St. John's. Move your head, Unk. I'll move my head a little bit. If you want to see the full bracket, head over to YouTube in my bio. My full bracket's there. I'd appreciate subscribes on YouTube and likes on that stream, as well as follows on TikTok and likes on this stream. Yeah, Michael, only thing holding St. John's back is offense. I agree. Florida Duke will be the greatest national championship of all time. Oh, for sure. Who do I got in Xavier game versus Texas? I like Xavier. And then SDSU or UNC, I took SDSU plus the 4.5. Thoughts on Yale A&M? I took A&M to win, but I think Yale does a lot of things that Texas A&M does bad. Could be an upset watch. Bama State, whoever they play, yes, I like Alabama State. They're favored by 3.5 points, but I still like them on the money line. What I bet, I'll tell you what I bet. I bet Alabama State money line, SDSU plus 4.5. I parlayed it. Thoughts on Clemson, McNeese? Clemson's definitely winning. McNeese is not winning. How far is Xavier going? I got Xavier beating Texas, then Xavier beating Illinois. Who wins it all? I got Florida winning it all. Caleb, Kentucky. I got Kentucky making it to the Elite Eight, but losing to Houston. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Please subscribe on YouTube, like this YouTube stream, like the TikTok stream, follow me on TikTok. I appreciate it. Been live for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Thank you guys for joining up, even if you don't agree with me. It was fun. Talk to you guys later.